And then sometime in that time period, you did Boy in a Box, and there were some
and then
really cool
I did Boy in a Box.
songs
Well, then
on
what
that.
happened? Yeah, a couple of songs that I'd been doing for that original solo album I was doing, but then I at Indochine at my end of my tenure with Indochine, I was at a total and complete crossroads in my life. Like I was my marriage had completely fallen apart, yet I was still married. So I was like, so
a lot of people have marriages like that.
Yeah, I know, it's sad, but
Sad.
but I split up from my wife. I left Indochine. I moved in with some friends that was just really lovely people with a lot of heart and soul, and that really kind of took me in, because I was like, I hadn't really taken a breath through that whole time. You know, I did Goudie and I was rushing to try and do this stuff, and I just felt like I was falling behind and not really, I wasn't happy as a person,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I kind of cleared my plate, so to speak, and the people that I moved in with was Scott Joseph King, who's my best friend, who has a band now called Deadbeat Darling in New York, but he had a band then called Canvas, and I went on the road opening for them acoustic, because right when I split from my wife and all that stuff, I left Indochine, I had like a month of nothing, and it was both financially would be devastating and all that stuff, so they were like, well, look, we don't even have any openers, so why don't you come and we'll give you a certain amount every night, you can open for us acoustic, and you can hang out with us and be on the road and kind of get out of Austin, because this is not the best town to get divorced in, because everybody knows your stuff. And so you really want to get the hell out of here. So I did. I split with them for like a week and a half, and over that week and a half, you know, there were a lot of late night drinking sessions where we were talking, and these guys were getting ready to do talking about getting ready to do a new record, and in the middle of it, they were like, why don't you produce a record? And so I was like, okay. And so I spent a few months working with them on their record, and also kind of tinkering away at the rest of the songs on Boy in a Box. I had my whole studio set up in Joseph's house, a big living room, and so we'd work on their stuff, I'd work on my stuff. And then once I started doing the Canvas album, I ended up doing a lot of records for bands. Like, I all of a sudden kind of got thrust into, I mean, I did like 8 or 9 records back to back in the course of a year. Canvas one took the longest because we did a lot of pre-production, but that was something that I always wanted to do. I like working with other people and working in the studio and kind of tinkering on someone else's songs, and then, you know, you work on this huge record endeavor, and then you get to walk away from it, and they get to go out and play and deal with, you know.
Right. So that's another aspect, the producing aspect of what you do. So a lot of those experiences probably influenced what came out in El Paso, because a lot of lead singers would not do the sideman gig the way you have. But I think, you know, what I'm hearing from you is that it just all added up to giving you different influences, different creativity.
Totally. And you
different
know, man,
exposure.
I think it would behoove every front man to get out and be a sideman. But you know what informed a lot of El Payaso, and even though I couldn't get anyone from Skyrocket on the record, because we had to work these real weird kind of days and hours and stuff. I felt like when I sat back and listened to the record, I was like, wow, okay. Some of the execution of not songwriting or anything, but a lot of the execution of the songs, there's a lot of call and answer backing vocals and stuff like that, that I really got from being in Skyrocket.
So what are you doing now? You said you're working on some new material, and so what are your plans? What's the future hold for you?
What are my plans? Well, man, I am working on, you know, new songs. I started writing with a couple people to try and write some pop songs, hopefully to get them placed. I don't know what that would ever happen, but I want a pool. So,
okay, pool songs.
I'd like to have a song that'll give me a pool and a helicopter, so I don't have to deal with traffic. And you know, I'm playing with Skyrocket, and I'm literally writing and developing. I don't know if when I start doing a new thing, if I'm gonna be Johnny Goudie, and right now I'm kind of in this place where I have this whole catalog of music that I'm ready to kind of put in somewhere and not deal with it, you know, playing with, you know, teaching people these songs I've been playing for years or whatever. And just kind of starting over, you know. So maybe I'll have a different name for a band, but, you know, I'm literally just writing songs. There's all the tracks. I'm just, you know, writing, recording, and, you know, trying to make it happen.
Like, being able to be part of that process of starting over again and again, I mean, is an important thing to be able to do. Some people can't do that.
Yeah, I get bored.
It seems like you've done it a lot,
fast.
so, yeah, and you've tried different things.
I have done it a lot, and friends of mine, people that are close to me and kind of watch me for a long time, point that out, and it almost say it in a frightening way, where you do look back and you're like, wow, I had this really great band, Goudie, I could have stayed there and done that, and maybe not become like you too, but developed as a band and like a group, and, you know, kept things going. But, you know, sadly, that's not the way things work. Everyone was really happy or doing other stuff at the end of that, and you know, I don't mind starting over. I like the work. You know what I mean? I like doing the work. So I don't ever, I mean, maybe I'm stupid, like Sisyphus, just kind of like, oh, I really like pushing the bullet up the hill. So, but I do. I really do. I really enjoy it. I enjoy being in this room. I enjoy making music and then listening to it at the end of the day. You know, it's exciting to me, and it's fun, and putting together a new catalog of music seems very exciting to me, and putting together a new group to play it and have a new sound, you know, is exciting to me, you know.
Well, thank you so much for talking with me. I mean, I just had such a good time learning more about you, even though I've known you for a really long time. And it was your birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much.
And I'd love to hear you play a song if you would.
I would love to play a song.
Okay, we'll be right back with more from Johnny. Strong.